average IQ score for an adult is around 100. The smartest people in your inner circle may score in the 120s or even in the 130s, which is very impressive. These individuals are likely very good at certain types of learning. They may choose to read or solve problems instead of the usual Netflix binge. These individuals are exceptional, and regardless of IQ, everyone has outstanding skills and talents. But for comparison, the 10 exceptional individuals on this list have IQs that range between 170 and 220. They have proven or disproven complex physics and mathematics theories, outplayed the world's geniuses in chess, and transformed the medical community, just to name a few things. While these 10 extraordinary people may face obstacles or struggles that others of us might find easy or underwhelming, their capabilities in their respective fields are astounding. Here are 10 of the smartest living people in the world. Number 1. Dr. Terence Tao. Currently, the smartest person in the world is 43-year-old Terence Chai-Shen Tao. This Australian-American mathematician, theorist, and award winner began taking university mathematics courses at just 9 years old. At that same age, Tao achieved a score of 760 on the mathematics section of the SAT, making him one of the only 2 children to have ever scored over a 700 on this assessment. Tao's IQ exceeds 230. Tao completed both his bachelor's and master's degree by the age of 16 at Flinders University, followed by winning the Fulbright Scholarship and studying mathematics at Princeton. Tao completed his PhD at 21 and began faculty instruction at UCLA that same year. By the age of 24, Tao was promoted to full professor and thus remains to this day the youngest person appointed to this faculty rank at UCLA. Tao has won more than 20 major global scientific and mathematical awards and countless others. He is highly collaborative and has partnered with more than 60 of the greatest minds in the world to develop theories, discover mathematic principles, and assign his intelligence to projects worldwide. Tao is now married to NASA engineer Laura Tao and resides in LA with his wife and 2 children. Number 2. Christopher Michael Langan. With one of the highest recorded IQ scores in the world, 66-year-old Christopher Langan is one of the smartest people on the planet. He has previously been touted as the smartest man in America and the smartest man in the world, due in part to his IQ score, which registers between 190 and 210. Langan outexcelled the demands of his childhood schooling and often engaged in studies outside of the recommended curriculum of the classroom. He often taught himself physics, philosophy, and advanced mathematics, and considers himself a professional thinker above everything else. Langan, who napped during the test, earned a perfect score on the SAT. Though Langan attended 2 colleges as a young adult, he found financial hardship to be a barrier and dropped out. His occupations have since been included being a park ranger, a farmhand, a bouncer, and a cowboy. He has also consulted with companies, performed some of the most sophisticated independent research, and formed a nonprofit to aid gifted individuals. Now, Langan can be found running his horse ranch in Missouri, along with his wife, Gina, and engaging in deep ideological research. He still manages his nonprofit alongside his partners and works on his theory, the Cognitive Theoretic Model of the Universe, or CTMU. Number 3. Judith Polgar. A certified brainiac is anyone with an IQ score of 170 or higher, and 42-year-old Judith Polgar is certainly a brainiac. Polgar is the most powerful and exceptional chess grandmaster in history. At 15, Judith Polgar obtained the title of Chess Grandmaster, which received a variety of tournament wins, preferential scoring, and nomination by the FIDE chess organization. Judith was the youngest person to obtain this title and remains the record holder for the youngest chess grandmaster. Since then, she has defeated 9 of the most prolific masters of chess, including a few other names on this list. Born in Hungary in 1976, Polgar was already a chess prodigy at age 5. This early on, Judith defeated an adult acquaintance at chess without ever looking at the board. By 6 years old, Judith was playing in chess tournaments against people at least 3 times her age. By age 9, she was one of the highest-rated players by the Hungarian Chess Federation. At 10 to 12 years old, Judith Polgar was routinely defeating chess grandmasters in casual play and tournament play. It was especially significant that Judith Polgar has already defeated every female chess player by this time, and was now making her way through, defeating the most prolific men in the game. At this time, it was perceived that male chess players were more difficult for little girls to beat than female chess players would be. Judith Polgar remained unfazed, focused, and fierce. Though Polgar retired from competitive chess in 2015, she remains a coach and consultant for national teams and has been awarded the Order of Merit of the Republic of Hungary, followed by the Order of St. Stephen of Hungary, which is the highest accolade given out by the nation of Hungary. Number 4. Christopher Hirata. With an IQ of 225, Christopher Hirata is one of the smartest people in the world. Though he's only 35 years old, Hirata has already crossed off many bucket list achievements, enviable by intellectuals everywhere. After receiving a gold medal at the International Physics Olympiad at the age of 13, Hirata skipped middle school and high school to begin attending Caltech. By 16, while completing his university studies, Hirata began working with NASA on projects related to the colonization of Mars. By 18 years old, Hirata began pursuing his doctoral degree, which he completed at age 22 at Princeton University. Hirata's studies include astrophysics, cosmology, and the expansion of our universe. He is currently a full professor at the Center of Cosmology and Astroparticle Physics, CCAPP, and has instructed courses at Caltech and Ohio State. Hirata's work is a combination of analyzing current astrophysical data and theorizing against potential trends in dark matter. He does still partner with NASA and works with their Wide Field Infrared Survey Telescope project. Hirata is the recipient of many awards for the work he does, and just this year he was awarded the New Horizons in Physics Breakthrough Prize for fundamental contributions to understanding the formation of galaxies and sharpening the most powerful tools in precision cosmology. Number 5. Kim Ung-young. Kim Ung-young started his exploration of intellect at the tender age of 6 months old, at which age he was already speaking his native Korean with complete fluency. His abilities only skyrocketed from there. By the age of 1, Kim was fluent in Korean and well on his way to learning Chinese too. At age 3, Kim could solve calculus problems and published his first bestseller, a book of essays in both English and German, in which he was also fluent by at this time. By age 5, Kim Ung-young could speak 5 languages and write 6. This was the year that he began high school and also audited a university physics course at Hanyang University. This is around the age that most children are learning to write letters in one native language. Around ages 5 and 6, Kim began to garner a great deal of attention for his skills and intelligence. He appeared on a Japanese television show where he solved differential equations and integral calculus problems. By age 8, Ung-young began studying nuclear physics at the University of Colorado, and after obtaining his master's there, began work at NASA. Unlike many of his counterparts on this list, however, Kim Ung-young did not stay his course of intellectual competitiveness, prowess, and acclaim. Instead, he works more humbly as a member of an adjunct college facility and works at a research center in North Gyeonggi, South Korea. To Kim, the constant notoriety of being a genius was not interesting, and rather than be used as a mule to solve equations and fix the world's problems, Kim prefers to study and work, staying out of the spotlight and still making great, quiet strides in his field. Number 6. Garry Kasparov. At 47, chess grandmaster, writer, and political activist Garry Kasparov is still accomplishing big things. Kasparov was born and raised in Azerbaijan, where he tested out his peers in IQ and academia in early childhood and throughout his youth. Chess is one of Kasparov's big claims to fame, as he has always been a highly successful and non-traditional player. In 2003, Kasparov played and tied a chess-playing computer that could calculate more than 3 million moves ahead and positions per second. Following another groundbreaking match against a computer named Deep Blue, Kasparov challenged his loss to the IBM machine, stating that the deep intelligence and creativity with which the computer played could only be human-assisted. Though IBM denied this allegation, they also refused to share log files with Kasparov or the public, and retired the machine from play. Kasparov saw this as an attempt to tamper with evidence and hide the fact that IBM was indeed supplanting human intervention into the match. No formal conclusions were found. These days, Kasparov is retired from chess and focuses his energy in politics and writing. He is a member of the Other Russia, a coalition that opposes Vladimir Putin's dictatorial regime. He even aimed to run against Putin in the 2008 Russian presidential election, but failed to meet requirements, which he felt was at the direct influence and interference of the current government body. Kasparov dedicates much of his time to human rights, activism, and protesting. Number 7. Marilyn Vos Savant. Marilyn Vos Savant lives up to the meaning of her name. The word savant comes from the French savoir and means knowing person or person of knowing. The fact is, Marilyn Vos Savant doesn't just know many things, but she also has the propensity for above-average thinking and problem-solving that is common of all extremely high IQ scorers. Savant held the Guinness World Record for the woman with the highest known IQ score for 5 consecutive years, from 1985 to 1990. At that time, she clocked in an IQ score of 190. though other tests have purported Savant's IQ to be well in the 220s. To this day, Savant is listed 11th on the Global Genius listing. In 1986, Parade magazine began running a column called Ask Marilyn, where Vos Savant would answer reader-provided questions about any topic from logic and puzzles to mathematical quandaries and scientific anomalies. Marilyn Vos Savant is now a 64-year-old author with more than 10 books to her name, most of which had been published between 1985 and 2002. Until 2014, Marilyn operated a personal website on which she continued answering Ask Marilyn-style questions and speaking on other key topics. Number 8. Andrew Wiles. Sir Andrew John Wiles is a 65-year-old mathematician and Oxford professor who specializes in number theory. Wiles' claim to fame is most notably proving Fermat's last theorem by proving the Taniyama-Shimura conjecture for semi-stable elliptical curves, an award-winning feat of mathematical prowess. Wiles is so humble a man that he announced his accomplishment at the end of a long series of conferences, almost as an afterthought to his audience. Wiles was also granted knighthood by the Order of the British Empire in 2000, and just this year was appointed the first Regius Professor of Mathematics at Oxford University. In his career, he has won many notable and prestigious awards for his skills, knowledge, and servitude to arithmetic. Wiles was always a mathematical child. He came across Fermat's last theorem at the age of 10 and became a bit obsessed. He was fascinated by the simplicity of the theorem and set to prove it. Wiles obtained his PhD at Clare College in Cambridge and began his career as a math professor at Princeton, thereafter bouncing back and forth between teaching at Princeton and at Oxford. Wiles presently teaches at Oxford University, where he mentors many young mathematical minds like himself. Number 9. Dr. Evangelos Katsioulis. 42-year-old Evangelos Katsioulis is a Greek doctor with a specialization in psychiatry. He joins the ranks of this list for his high IQ score of at least 205 and his accomplishments in medical research, psychopharmacology, and philosophy. Dr. Katsioulis has dedicated his career to a combination of research and practice in the field of medicine. In the last 15 years, Dr. Katsioulis has obtained 2 master's degrees from the School of Medicine at Aristotle University in Thessaloniki, Greece, has become a medical doctor and practiced Corfu. As part of the Hellenic Army, has become an administrative consultant at major hospitals in Greece and England. His research has taken him from oncological advancements in cancer care to forensic psychiatry and legislative reform to studying the genotoxicity of psych drugs. Dr. Katsioulis' contributions to the intellectual world don't stop at medical advancement. He is also the founder of the World Intelligence Network, or WIN, which is a collective for high IQ scorers, as well as the founder of the AAAA.gr, a team that identifies and provides support for gifted individuals in Greece. Number 10. Jacob Barnett. Jacob Barnett rounds out this video as the youngest member of the list, at just 20 years old. Barnett did not begin speaking or articulating until he was nearly 3 years old. When he did speak, he could already recite the alphabet forwards and backwards. At just 3 years old, Barnett was already discussing gravitational astrophysics. Barnett's verified IQ is 170. After years of feeling unfulfilled in traditional school atmosphere and in special education classes that couldn't meet his needs, Jacob was homeschooled and allowed to indulge in the type of puzzles and problems that interested him. He began to study and challenge Einstein's theory of relativity, one of the most complex problems in astrophysics. Jacob Barnett began studying at the collegiate level at age 10, attending Indiana University in his home state. By 13, Jake had published his first research paper in astrophysics, the youngest person to be published in the discipline. Now, at 20, Jake is a postgraduate student at the Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics in Canada, a former institute of research for Stephen Hawking himself. Barnett has spent the last 5 years pursuing a PhD at this institution, the youngest student to do so. Though Jacob Barnett was diagnosed with autism 18 years ago and does still face obstacles in his daily life, the diagnosis has not stopped him from pursuing his intellectual goals, excelling in school, and contributing immensely to the world around him. Whether or not you believe in the impact or significance of the world's leading IQ tests, this much is true. The 10 individuals on this list are doing exceptional things with their intellectual capabilities, and may be well on their way to changing the world. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. And as always, thanks for watching.